Floridian Rollo coming at you with another live stream. As you enter into the chat, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Without further ado, let's play this clip.
To leave my 9 to 5 and never go back. So it's Christmas Eve. We're unwrapping presents. A couple people called out today, and there's nobody else that can cover, so I'm on my way to cover, I believe, early. Pretty done. At this point, I was a operations manager for a cleaning company, so pretty much whenever anybody called out,
So he was the operation manager for a cleaning company. So he explaining when people call out what he had to do. All right, let's continue.
This company that had like 50 employees, I would have to cover for them. I'd work my way up from being a cleaner myself, but it pretty much ended up that I was just like cleaning office buildings every single night. And that's the closest I've had to a 9 to 5. Like I haven't worked traditional retail. Well, it turned out to be really helpful in my life. That was a really hard time for me. It was kind of like this soul-crushing thing, and I'm actually really glad that it was, because I feel like if I had a job that I just didn't really care one way or the other, it wasn't that bad, I wouldn't have had this motivation to get to that point where I was like, I will not be doing this next year. I will do whatever it freaking takes to get out of this 9 to 5 job, because I need control over my life. I need to do something that I actually care about. I need to do something that...
And that's the most important thing. If you're going to be on these sites that y'all call 9 to 5, then it has to be something that you love to do. Otherwise, you stressing yourself, and it's going to be a thin line. And not only you seeing it, others could see it and pick it up eventually. Let's continue.
I feel like makes an impact on somebody's life that I, am proud of myself at the end of the day. And it took getting to that point to make that change. And I can say a year after that, I left my day job and I have never gone back. I was really thinking about it this weekend. I never will go back. I never would ever go back to a traditional job, and I would do whatever it takes, to say that. I actually left that job, like I talked about, the next year, and I took a very substantial pay cut down to almost nothing, but just doing different side hustle stuff.
And there's a lot of people that's doing that. So he left the high-end six-figure operations managing to do something that is a piney tear of what he was making. It goes to show you it's not how much you're making, it's how much passion you have for it, how much fun you have into it, and when the money comes with it, the money comes with it. So there's a lot of shift changing that people for once was making high earning, and they doubled down because they wanted to enjoy their life. They don't want to deal with the nonsense and all the constituents that come with it. So let's continue.
At the time, I was making about $500 a month on YouTube. I had 2 rental properties that I had sold.
He said he was making $500 a month on YouTube at the time. Now he's talking about 5 years back. He's in a whole different plateau right now. And I will leave his channel in the subscriber base, because, in the comment section, excuse me, the subscriber base. Y'all know what I mean by that. Comment section for y'all to view the video, subscribe to the channel. So it goes to show you he's making $500 a month, and I stated to y'all the most I ever made on YouTube is $275, the most. You know what I'm saying? With the monetization, the super chats, everything included. You know what I'm saying? So he basically said that he quit his 6-figure salary, relied on his YouTube, a couple of businesses that make money, sometimes don't make money. Let's see what happens.
Sunk my entire life savings into, and I was living in one for free, and I was renting the other ones out. I had one of them I was running Airbnb in, so I had 4 different...
Renting a motel, Airbnb. And I stated to y'all before, a lot of people, before they become successful, they leave the place they was once at They stay in hotels, they rent Airbnbs, they rent vehicles, or they purchase a vehicle, and for whatever reason it doesn't pan out, then they rent a vehicle here and there, or take, Uber or Lyft to get to where they need to get to, minimizing their situation for a better situation. Let's go.
Rent Airbnbs, going inside one apartment, which was probably not the best idea. We had like homeless people there because it was like such a cheap apartment, but I was doing whatever it took to, make enough money doing these different side hustles, which would.
So he was saying there was a bunch of people that was homeless. He's not being disrespectful. Some people that fall on hard times, they go through certain third parties to get themselves back on their feet. So in that meantime, he used the space to do what he needed to do. So he's showing his situation. Let's go.
Was YouTube real estate agent, lost a lot of money on real estate. And then Airbnb, like I talked about, other side hustles, doing like construction stuff. And doing that and making 20 to 30,000 a year was so much better than the 9 to 5 for me, because I just hate that kind of structure where I feel like no matter how hard I work right now, I still have to clock in for 8 hours. No matter how hard I work, I will never be able to get a raise past a certain point. I might be able to get a couple percentage more, but there's zero chance that I'll ever go from what I was making like 50K-ish a year to 100K. Zero chance that would ever happen. And as I've kind of shifted over to starting my own businesses, taking a lot more responsibility and control over my life so that I can earn zero, which I did for a little bit, or I could earn
You got to start off with zero when you start a business. It takes within 2 to 3 years to see profit. In most cases, it takes 5 to 7 years, depending on what you're trying to do, business-wise. For me, I started seeing money, I would say, before the shutdown. I started seeing money. When I started the business, it was at zero. Yeah, I had to, cover insurance, cover this, cover that, just in case somebody's car break down or accidents, I had to pay for that. Missing keys, I had to pay for that. So there would be times that things were happening to where it comes out of my pocket because I got to take care of the customer. So when you have a business, you got to be on top of everybody for the most part. Make sure they know what's going on. Because at the end of the day, you're responsible for not only the people that's working for you, you're responsible for whatever happened when it comes to the business. All right? So he's on point with that. Let's continue.
Multiple hundreds of thousands a year, and that is completely up to me. But I was totally okay with earning next to nothing in order to have that freedom back. And I think that's.
I'm glad he's saying that. He said he was glad to make less to nothing, to have that freedom to mobilize to what he loved to do. And you have these crabs in the bucket in the comment section telling me to get a job. This is what I love to do. I love talking on the internet. I love socializing with the people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not disrespecting the people that watch my channel. Majority of the people that watch my channel, they're on the site. They're doing what they got to do. I got no issues with them. They have no issues with me. It's you over-religious folks or you Esau folks who's in your fifi because I'm talking about a particular situation that has nothing to do with you. Yet you won't go to that person's comment section and tell them the same thing you're telling me. You know why? Because you're a hater, you're a hypocrite, and you don't want to see me do what I love to do. You want to see me do what everybody else is doing. And that's not going to work over here. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand that what he just said? I'm going to rewind it again because through people's head, they like, why would he take less? Why would he take $100, $200? When he's saying he made $500, he was okay making $500, then making $50 to $70 at the job because he loved what he's doing. He gets to mobilize. He was doing a construction site where they pay off the books more likely, a few coverage here and there. He was making $20,000, $30,000. So he took basically a $40,000 downsize. In most people's cases, they're gonna think he's crazy. He sees the big picture that some of you don't see. That's why I be saying, man, y'all don't get it, man. I'm gonna rewind it again. Some of you get it, some of you don't get it. Let's go.
A couple percentage more, but there's zero chance that I'll ever go from, what I was making like 50K-ish a year to 100K. Zero chance that would ever happen. And as I've, kind of shifted over to starting my own businesses, taking a lot more responsibility and control over my life so that I can earn zero, which I did for a little bit, or I could earn, multiple hundreds of thousands a year, and that is completely up to me. But I was totally okay with earning, next to nothing in order to have that freedom back. And I think that's a shift that a lot of people I've been talking to are getting to that point where, we don't need a lot of stuff to make us happy. We don't need a huge house, a fancy car. We don't need, to buy stuff all the time or go on lavish trips. Most people would be okay living a simple life if they actually got to live their life and they weren't stuck, making somebody else rich 8 hours a day to just barely get by. And
that's right. That's right. Teach. Let's go.
I think that's like a mindset shift that some people are into, some people aren't. Some people love the 9 to 5, and my idea is not but to dig that. It's a lot, maybe secure, and there's things like that. But for me, it was just a really stressful time for me, and I knew I had to figure out something else, and I eventually did. So if you're like at that point where you have a job that maybe you don't hate, we don't love, it's like, okay, that's how people get trapped. I see people, like I've talked to people who are doing things for 20, 30 years when they just expected to be at a company for a year or two, and then 20, 30 years later, they're still at that company, they still haven't moved up, they still haven't tried anything, they're still tired, and they don't try to change their life. When they get home from work, they don't try to start a business, they don't try to do anything, and they just get stuck living this kind of like very boring, repetitive life that is never, I don't know, like I'd rather have the ups and downs than have a constant thing, for me personally. And maybe that's just because, I never went to college, so I never had a lot of skills to be able to get like some exciting job. But, I guess I was like eventually able to make a little bit more of an exciting, job that I do actually like. But I do remember like this constant stress and
Yeah, if you stressed out, if it's a lot of things bothering you, you got to make that change because they're not going to care about your stress. They're not going to care about your anxieties. They don't care about your living arrangements. All they care about is making sure you're making money for them. At the end of the day, that's all they care about. And so a lot of people, even people our age group, some of them are starting to wake up and see what's really going on. They're reevaluating their life too, for the most part. Like I said, if you on a 9 to 5 and you love what you're doing, this message is not for you. Don't come in my comment section with your nonsense, because I'm gonna let you know about yourself. I love what I'm doing right now. Sitting here, reacting to what this man is saying, give him his credit, put it in the comment section, his video, and keep it moving. And the support I'm supposed to get is the support I'm supposed to get. Viewing is support, liking is support. People support the Cash App or Super Chat here and there is support. Making connections is support. And getting to where we need to get to. And y'all can't stop it. This is all the Lord's doing. When you show the Lord that, yes, you need certain things to make sure you're good, at the same time, you know what's the bigger goal, they can't stop you. All they're going to do is put their complaints in your comment section. To all upcoming content creators, you're going to have people put complaints in your comment section. They're not really talking about you, they're talking about themselves, how miserable they are. And all you can do is sit back and say, oh, you just give me ammunition to do videos. Do you know when you come in the comment section or you trolling, you're giving me ammunition to do more content? So you play a big role too, with your narcissistic NPC behind self. Oh yeah, I'm saying it. So when you come in here with your trolling, you giving me content to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't realize it. You play a big role. And sometimes the Most High put y'all in the comment section once in the blue. Oh, Rollo slow, this and that slow. And then I'll just flip it on back to y'all, making y'all look like y'all oxymoron. Let's continue to hear what this man has to say.
Like lack of excitement that was in my life, and there was just always so much stress on me that like My sleep would go down, and for a lot of that time, I didn't have, any friends outside of work, which is,
Having friends at work could be detrimental, depending on how you look at it, because you know, you could talk with certain people in there at the same time you're trying to handle your business, because once they see that you're starting to get things coming your way, they feel some type of way. So in a sense, he ain't had time to link up with people. Yeah, because you're giving 75% of your time to them. You ain't gonna have time to link up with somebody because you ain't got time to do something for yourself. Because you right back at it. Same old thing every day. Let's go.
that wasn't just the 9 to 5's fault, like that was mine as well. But I felt like I just didn't have time for anything else besides working. And I was definitely, living to work instead of working to live, which is,
Living to work, working to live. Yep, that's a true statement right there. People are living to work and not working to live. You're not letting the money come to you. You going to the money. They know you need the money. That's why they give you an offer. They know you need it, and they're gonna give you what they think you're worth, and they're not gonna put you to a certain point because they need it for themselves, and you just sitting here back like, "Dad, man, I'm coming in every day to this place. I don't like it," and they know you don't like it. Yet you stay there in fear. And those who leave not having savings, not having a plan, y'all say they crazy. You know why I know this? The ones with the no blackup plan tends to go further in life than those who have a plan. Because like I tell you in my testimony, when I went to Florida, the first time ever been to Florida, I went with $200, and then eventually things panned up. It didn't work out, and then I came back to Florida that same year before my B-Day. Went back to the site I was at for a little bit of a time, did my thing, didn't work out. Went to Orlando for a little bit. Got the brother Zach, DER. They doing what they got to do to this day, and then I left Florida in the month of November. Was it November or December? It had to be December. It's either or. And so I haven't been back to Florida since last year. So I've been in New York, I've been in Arizona, I've been in New Mexico, been to Johannesburg, South Africa, seen my ladies a couple of times in Jamaica. So, I don't talk about all the stuff, what I do. And so I've been moving around here and there, so yeah. I see what he's saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be mobile, you don't want to be stuck, you know what I'm saying, doing the same thing every day. And you don't even get time to do what you need to do for yourself when you finish doing something for somebody else. Let's go.
Or you can do with any job. But especially for me, I feel like if I don't have ownership over what I am creating, it's really, really hard for me to get motivated about, a bunch of things in my life, a bunch of different aspects of it, whether it's the health, the diet, the working on your own projects, art, playing sports, any of that stuff. I had a lot more energy in life. My sleep was better. Like, my stress levels went way down when I had control back. And even though that control is like this idea from the book Extreme Ownership, where you're taking total ownership of, like, if I fail, I fail. If I win, I win. But at least it was me who did it, And for me, that's where I've gotten a lot more excitement out of life. And I feel like this video is like a bit of a downer, just like coming across as me hating on 9 to 5s. But I just know that there's this group of other people that I talk to that are in the same type of, like, mindset.
The point of me playing this Gentile video is a lot of brothers could relate to what the Gentiles talking about, because oftentimes people believe that the Gentiles is happy what they're doing. And I'm showing you both sides. I'm showing you the brother side of things, and I'm also showing you the Gentile side of things to give y'all a better perspective of what's really going on. Because no matter who you are, stress could kill you. Stress could lead you to your demise in the early grave if you're not careful. And a lot of these companies, especially in America, is driving their workers to oblivion, especially nowadays. Now, like I said, if you love what you're doing, it doesn't bother you. This video is not for you. Don't come in the comment section. Don't come in the chat with your nonsense because I'm going to look at you funny. This is for people who is tired, who wants to do something with their life, and not knocking those who still working a 9 to 5, because I'm not doing that. Because I know what it's like to work a 9 to 5. I know what it's like to be supervising, managing, run a business is a whole different ball game. Because you got to get people involved. So he knows that. I know that. You folks that run business know that. At the same time, a lot of these companies are not making it a balance. That's why Google did what they had to do. YouTube is doing what they have to do. Most companies is giving people more time, PTOs, pay time off. They're giving them more extra time off because they know that's going to keep the people afloat. But if you just, I don't want you to have no time off, you know, we in a hostile environment, you can't tend to your family, you can't tend to your wife, or you can't tend to your husband, ladies, that's a problem. And another thing what's happening is it's causing a lot of divorces. People talking about social media is causing divorces. That's true. At the same time, what I found out, you know, when it comes to social media or it comes to the JOB, who is more likely to get a divorce from their spouse than when you work a JOB? Now with social media, it can happen, yet it's very, very low. That you with somebody and y'all do videos together and it doesn't work out. I will go more so of relationships don't work out even more when both parties is working at a job and you're not putting any business. Let me teach you guys something, because a lot of you that watch my channel, you meeting your significant other and you meet each other, whether it be the work site or some gathering, and she works here, you work there. Let me tell you something. Y'all better start getting the business together. I don't care if you don't like me. You can't stand Rollo. One thing Rollo is gonna do is tell you the truth. Learn from what I'm telling you. When you meet somebody, even on social media, what I'm telling you is make sure you go into it as a business. You come to some type of agreement and you're working towards the common goal, because if one doesn't agree with it, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, and people can see right through it. I'm telling you, we've seen it on the internet and we see it in real time at these JOBs. People learn how to work together, come with a common ground. Most High is involved, more importantly, and you're going to see sky's the limits. All right? Don't let no company take you away from your goals and accolades. Let's go.
And of like, I know that I can get freedom in 3 to 5 years if I lower my expenses. I build up enough income that I can make, 3 to 5K a month. Working on a side hustle or different investments.
3 to 5K a month. Let's go. That's a good talking point. I'm glad that it's getting around YouTube. I'm glad that talking. Listen, 3 to 5K a month. Let's go. When I hear people tell me, "Hey, Rob, I'm making 5K a month or more," I'm so excited because you get it now. You're no longer making 1,000 a month. You no longer wait. You don't depend on your check no more. Let's freaking go. When you gotta depend on the check, you're already in trouble. Let me tell you something. I want y'all to get to a point you don't have to depend on the check. Because when that check comes, it's like, okay, I can put that to the side for savings. I can put that to the side to go on the trip. I can put that on the side to get the equipment I need to get. You want to get to the point, if you're at the site right now, you want to get to the point you don't touch your check. That's why I tell y'all, hey, look, if you got a vehicle, get into the other apps. So you don't have to touch your check. Put the time in. You got a lady, She assists you. You make sure she good. Y'all make sure each other is good. Within 2 years or less, depending on how serious you are, man, y'all be so successful. You're gonna be like, thank you, Rollo, man. Here's a cash app right now, bro, because you just taught me something that I didn't think about, and now I'm starting to see the labor, and I'm putting the fruits of the Most High real serious now. Boom. Your things start rising, man. All it takes is one situation to occur and your whole life could change, man. Don't ever give up what you want to do.
And if I can just get to that, I can do whatever I want the rest of my life. And that's what I've done. I literally got to the point where I was making 3 to 5K a month off of a couple different investments. It took me about 5 years to do. And then I was able to do whatever I wanted. For me, it was YouTube. I've taking time. I've been able to travel very cheaply, which has been super fun, but also get to see the world and still work and make money and come back with more money than I left with, which, like 8 years ago.
Come with more money than what I left with, because he invested. And so the more he invests, eventually the more he got. He attained more, he gets it. He got a lady, he got a family now. He's talking about what happened a few years ago. And I'm just gonna let y'all see it in its full tonality. We're gonna share it, his channel, because you got the brother that I did a response to. My phone got overheated, so I got my fan here. My fan is in the room right now. So hopefully nothing goes down. So you got the brother, he talked about his thing 9 months ago. This gentleman right here doing the same thing. And it goes to show you, guys, don't make your life hard. If it's one thing you could take from this video, stop making your life hard, man. Guys my age too, man. I'm talking to you. Stop making your life so hard. Yo, we got to sit back just for a minute and say, you know what? Rollo got a point. I'm making my life hard, man. Guys, you're not supposed to make your life hard. The Debo wants you to make your life hard. He wants you to make your life hard, difficult. The Most High have not ever intended for our life to be hard. Who told you that the Most High made our life hard? We put ourselves in these situations sometimes, man. We make our lives so difficult. And so when you own up to it, and you start worrying about what others think, because they're not providing no services for you. They're not supporting you, as Nino Brown would say. They watch us. They just want to watch to see you fall. They want to watch to see you don't have anything. They doing what they doing at the end of the day. What you doing for the Lord, man? I want y'all to see the world, man. I want you to take your family, your woman, what's in the blue somewhere. Go see the world, travel, do fun trips. Post what you love to do. Stop worrying about your haters, man. Big ups to Ringo for doing what he's doing. Brainwaves, they doing what they supposed to do. Shout out to those guys, man. Keep doing your thing, man. People gonna say what people gonna say. At the end of the day, y'all know what you're doing, man. Y'all showing people receipts. Y'all showing what's going on. I show what I show. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing to see. You ladies, you daughters of Zion, you pick who you want to pick. You get what I'm saying? That's on point. And so I'm glad that this man stop what he's doing, stop worrying about what everybody think, and he's enjoying life. I'm telling y'all, man, listen, life is not as hard as you think it is. That's the Debo telling you that. Let's go.
But when I first went to 4-hour work week, never thought it was a possibility that I could be that person. And because of that, for quite a few years, I never tried. And then when I actually started trying, it turned out that I now am that person somehow, just because I brainwashed myself from reading 4-hour work week, things like that, and I can actually try building some of these businesses and just pick one and stick with it, and it can turn into something. And that's just really, really cool and exciting, and fun. when you actually get to create your life and just taking the time to like, what would I want my life to look like? And for most people, I don't think it's working at a 9 to 5. If you write out your ideal week, I don't think you'd write down, well, I'd love to take from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 9 p.m. to 5 p.m. or whatever it is to go work in a square box and do something repetitive and like statistics that waste like 5 hours a day at your work. So you're not even doing that much stuff. It doesn't really impact anybody. And you don't make as much money as you would like to, but it's, it's fine. And, it's whatever. I don't think that's what anybody's ideal week looks like. So what does your ideal week look like? How far away are you from like making that happen? Could be a year away. Could be like months away. Probably not as far as you think. But it takes literally like extreme. I'm going 0 paycheck. I'll make something work, and then making something work. That's what it's like for me. So that's what I had to say. Goodbye.
Hey, he got a guitar. He got his lady. He got a child with this lady, So his channel is called Gabe Built or Bolt. Let's zoom right in. Let me see if I can zoom right in. Yeah, I can zoom right in. That's his channel right there, y'all. I will leave his information also in the comment section. All right, without further ado, let's go to another video. Let's see what we have in store. I can't play this guy. He got copyright music. So let's see. Let's see what we can find here. As you enter in, make sure you like the video. If you got anything you want to say, you can talk in the comment section. If you send something to the Cash App, I'll shout you out. I did not pin my Cash App in this video. Y'all should know my Cash App by now if you tend to support. Okay, let's see. I'm going to find somebody. I like to do this way. Let's see if I find somebody. Let's go to Timothy Ward. Timothy Ward. Let's go to Timothy Ward once again. This is Timothy Ward 6 years ago. I've been watching Timothy Ward a little bit. So let's get to this guy. This is 6 years ago.
Check out these.
Yeah, he's up there with them guys, man. All right, let's hear what he has to say.
Back with another video. Today I wanted to talk about quitting your job. This is one of those thoughts that each and every one of us has gone through our head from time to time. If we're at a job we don't really like or we can't stand, we've been like, man, I wish I could just quit this job. But then we usually don't do it. And so I wanted to make a video, me personally being someone who's quit many jobs, and just kind of talk about my views on quitting your job,
And you know what's the interesting part about it? When you leave these JOBs, right? What happens is you start becoming more youthful. You start becoming more energetic because you're giving 75% of your time to these people. I'm telling you, man, and you get your 75% back in reverse. And guess what? You start to fulfill things that you thought you could not fulfill. Let's go.
Views on just like quitting your job instantly, planning and taking months to quit your job. Just kind of what my thoughts are on quitting a job. And first off, I just want to say that I feel like if you're at a job and it's sucking your soul and it's killing you, you should quit it as soon as possible, ASAP. And that means as soon as you finish watching this video, or before you finish watching this video, getting up and quitting it, so be it.
Right, absolutely. Let's go.
Why you're watching the videos when you should be working, I don't know. But, that's on you. It's not. If you're quitting your job right now or today or putting your notice today, I say go ahead and do it. No job, I think, is worth you losing your sanity, losing your soul, losing your self-worth. If it's a job, it's really
losing your soul, losing your net worth, so to say. A lot of people losing their souls to stay in these companies, man. A lot of people, you're right, Timothy Ward, most people will lose their soul. They think if they beat a cheerleader as a lady, a chairman as a man, that they guarantee they're gonna be there forever. Most companies want to keep you 3 years. I talked about that a long time ago. On average, a company try to get rid of you after 3 years. You know why? Let me teach you guys something. Because y'all don't read the fine print of what you sign. Do you know after 3 years, a company supposed to give you a 50% raise? Did y'all know that? Y'all don't read the blueprint. A company after 3 years supposed to give you 1 month off, right? You're supposed to have a month off. You're supposed to have incentives. And they're supposed to give you a 50% raise. Not no 1%, 2%, $2 raise, $1 raise. No. They're supposed to give you, because the person in charge see that whoever's the managerial at that time, see that the overflow is working for the bosses, the big bosses' favor. The lower management is the one who keeps the money. It goes to him. He's supposed to give it to you as the employee. So the lower management employer is the micromanaging that y'all talk about all the time. Those are the ones who's stealing your money because they're supposed to give you that money. That's not supposed to be for them. They're already getting enough bonuses. They're already getting enough leverages. That's supposed to go to you. Yet, a lot of y'all better start picking up, read between the fine print, ask questions. When y'all go to an interview, ask that question. If you go to an interview right now, ask them, how's the company, how people 3 to 5 years been in the company, how they doing? I guarantee you that micromanager gonna be shook. Shook. I'm telling y'all, man, I be saying things to these people that is 2 things gonna happen. Either they gonna give me what I expect, or they know I'm walking away. There's no more, oh, let me play it off. Because eventually they're gonna see right through it. They know what I'm about. Okay? So while I'm doing research on them, they're doing research on me too. So you best to be one up on these people and just take it for what it is. They're gonna respect you more than you being playing these games. Don't play these games with these people, because before you even apply, they're doing background check, they're doing research on you, etc., etc. Let's go.
Really just not working for you. They're not treating you as you should be treated. If it's not fulfilling you, you should quit. Bottom line. However, I understand the reasons why people stay in their jobs. Jobs provide money. Money provides security. People got bills. People got debt. People got responsibilities. People got children they got to raise and put shoes on their feet, stuff like that. I get it. So I understand why people stay in their jobs. But I also understand too that when you stay in a job you don't like for those reasons, and you don't plan, you don't actively make plans to leave that job, you're going to stay stuck in that job forever. I know, many close personal friends, family members who've had to stay in jobs forever, until they retire, or some of them until they die. We all know people like that, because they always go like, man, I got to stay at this job because of X, Y, Z. Here's my problem with that. Life is all about, or should be all about, figuring things out, using our brain.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go.
And all our other faculties to figure out life and live a life we want to live. We in this day and age have gotten to a point where we're so worried about safety and security and paying bills and things like that we're really willing to trade actually living for a secure life.
Wow.
I know there is no such thing as a secure life.
Yep.
You can do it all right. You can stay at the job forever. Next month they can lay you off. I've been laid off before, and there was a 1 hour notice. They said, hey, if you weren't at this meeting we just had this morning, you're laid off. They gave me 2 weeks check and bonus, so I didn't.
Did you hear what he just said? You could do everything right, and they could give you such a short notice that they got to get rid of you within an hour. I know exactly what he's talking about. I experienced that already. I was doing what I was supposed to do at the airport, being a janitor at the time. I'm doing boxes. I'm conveying the conveyor belt, all this stuff. I'm doing all this work. I'm the only one that's maintenance, fixing stuff, maintenance janitor. You know, they gave me 3 raises. You know what I'm saying? I was okay. So when I started working with them, I was starting off with 10 an hour. Then they gave me 12. Then they gave me 14 an hour. You know what I'm saying? I started off 10 because I was just scanning, putting stuff in the airport, shifting it off to the people. You know what I'm saying? This is back in 2017, 2016, 2017. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing that. Then they say, hey, the lady don't want to do the janitorial. So you want to do the maintenance and janitorial? I say, sure. So that's when they gave me from 10 to 12. And then they gave me from 12 to 14. And then I started traveling. I went places. I paid people to change their days. I say, hey, I work the weekend. When I come back, you work my Monday and Tuesday off. I'm going to Jamaica. I went to Vegas. I mean, the list goes on. Costa Rica. And so I'm enjoying life. And so I was doing more than the managers that's been there for a long time, supervisors that's been there for a long time. And I'm on so-called union, at the time. Union was taking a lot of my money. That's the crazy part. Anyway, so the point I'm trying to bring is they sent me to the office. The supervisors, the managers, they all got together and said, we got to let you go out the blue because I was supposed to get another raise. And the company, the managers didn't want that to happen. I was going to go from 14 to 20 an hour because I was going to have a team that was going to work under me, and I was supposed to be supervising it. So they made the decision of not doing it. And so the union agreed and to let me go. And then I just got unemployment within a month. I saved unemployment and then I started my own valet business that same year in 2017. I talked with the guy. He let me take over the business. We did some business contract deals. That's why y'all see me guys sometimes was at the site because if somebody didn't come in, I had to come in. That's just part of being a boss. You're starting off, you're gonna, be like a regular employer. When you run a business, you're gonna be there within the first year or two to make sure everything's good. You could put managers in, they're gonna stay, they're gonna leave. It comes with the territory. The point I'm trying to get y'all is when you love what you do, you're gonna be there sometimes. It's okay. And eventually things will pan out. The point he's saying is it can happen to anybody, Lord forbid. So don't get too comfortable. Don't ever get too comfortable with these people. Let's go.
I was like 19, I don't care. But this is the reality of the job market we live in today. There is no secure job. There is no secure life. So if you are staying at a job for years and years and years, just because of the security, that could come to an end. And also too, if that security is not allowing you to actually live your life, what is the point? I'm one of those people that I feel like if I put my mind to it, I can figure anything out. If I'm in a job that sucks and I hate it, I'm gonna quit it and then figure out how I'm gonna pay my bills, how I'm gonna, pay my rent. That's the type of person I am.
And I've been through I'm dealing with that currently. I don't worry about how I'm gonna pay this, I'm gonna pay that. Because let me tell you something, when you're worrying about paying something, you don't believe in the Most High. I'm going to say it again. When you're worrying about paying something, you don't believe in the Most High. There's so much testimonies from people that let me know, and I keep it disclosure. They said, Rob, I didn't know if I was going to pay my cell phone bill. I didn't know if I was going to pay my rent. I didn't know if I was going to pay my car note. I didn't know if I was going to pay. And I said, do you believe in the Most High? Y'all talk about you believe in the Lord. You're talking about scriptures. Yet the conversation we having is you don't believe. And I'm here to tell you, stop it. Stop it. Ethel, what's going on, sister? Good to see you. I'm going to make you a mod here. I'm going to make you a mod here. I'm going to make you a moderator. Welcome to the mod squad. Shout out to Ethel for coming through. So, like I was saying, like I was telling them, think about the situation, right? Of what I'm saying. If you worry about when you're going to get your next phone bill paid, your rent paid, your car note, or your car insurance, then you don't believe in the Most High. There's been times that I didn't have all my stuff together. You know, I talked about that before. And I'm going through that process right now because I'm so real with my situation that people starting to see, you know what, one thing about Rollo, I seen what he did before, and I get it, he's not where he want to be. I walked away. Listen, when I tell you guys, when that situation happened, I was working for this bank, good salary, and when they didn't pay me, this is where I walked away. When the thing happened where you couldn't get a check, first and foremost, if I'm working for a bank, I should not get a check. And if you want to give me a check, what you're supposed to do is see this is where they got pissed off. I told H&R this. I said, listen. I said, let me ask you a question, ma'am. She said, yes, Rollo. I said, hey, look, how come I put my information in with you guys? If you cannot send it to me direct deposit, why don't you give me a check or some type of cash written statement, because it's in the blog, that if a person is working for you and you cannot send a direct deposit, they got to wait another extra week or so. Why don't you give me cash, have the manager sign it, and then when my check comes in, y'all could take the money back because it's a bank. There was like, and this is the first time I ever worked for a bank. So when they said, how do you know these things? I say I used to run a business. The person that y'all had me, that interviewed me, I told them that. You're not talking to somebody that don't read, that don't know what's going on. And so I looked at the reviews of this specific bank, and they had bad reviews. A lot of people left. And then another thing is, there was like, stay. I told the manager, I'm not staying. You got to find somebody else. Because at that time, I left the contract already. Y'all know about the situation on YouTube. And so I was supposed to go back to Florida already. The point I'm trying to get y'all to see is that when you go through these things, don't let nobody change you what you're doing, because you're on the right track. These people are so miserable with themselves that they want you to be miserable with them, and don't give them that energy. Just call them out for what they are and what they do. Getting back to the topic, it's nothing wrong if you want to leave where you at, if it's bringing you stress, if it's messing with your spirit, your mind. Yeah, you got to walk away, because at the end of the day, you're a replacement. So you gotta flip the script on them and say, no, I'm replacing myself away from you. And I had a story of a guy telling me he walked away from a high six figure. They begged him to come back. He said, if you want me to come back, it's going to be an agreement. And if you don't agree with my assessments, I could be an asset to what I'm doing. And when he said that to them, they was like, look, okay. We're not going to put too much on you. We let other people. He's like, no, you ain't going to play this game with me. You're either going to do a deal with me where I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, or I can walk away. See, they don't realize you're an asset until you walk away. When you walk away, that's when you start seeing who they are. They don't like when you walk away. Listen, the managers is not the boss. Listen to what I'm telling y'all, man. The micromanager is the worst people you could ever deal with. They worse than H&R. They worse than the CEO, the co-founder, CFO, CEO, chairman, executive, operations. They worse than them. The micromanagers. They are the ones who try to keep you from being successful. I'm telling y'all, I was in low tier managing, supervisor, lead, and the micromanagers are the most haters. They are the demons. They are like the media. You know how the media try to make sisters look bad, try to make so-called black men look bad, try to make certain other men, other women of other ethnicity look bad? That's micromanager. They worse than the presidents and the leaders of this world. And so we on here talking some real talk here, right? Yet the actual media is now coming into our business, trying to get us to come on their platforms. I thought we was nobodies. Oh no, you somebody because the Most High have chosen you to be somebody. So shout out to Timothy Ward on what he's saying so far. Let's continue.
I am, and I feel like more people should be like that. That's what life is about, figuring things out. So much of our creativity is stifled in the world today because we have these secure paths we should go on. You go to school, you go to college, you get a good job, and basically that's it. Until retirement. Then you can do what you want. That's kind of the path people, are on, and they think it's safe and secure, but it's not really. And it stifles people's creativity. Like I ask young people, hey, if there were no jobs, if there was no, hey, you go to someone and they give you a job, how would you take care of yourself? How would you make ends meet? How would you pay your bills?
Ooh, Timothy, man, bro, you have to talk that tough love to the younger generation who gets it. However, Timothy, we got to talk to the people our age, man. Because the baby bloomers, no disrespect to the baby bloomers, who was our parents, said that you got to get an education, you got to get a job. That's how you provide for your family. And like I stated earlier, when I was, doing a reaction to the Gentile, I talked about how if you working and your woman is working, it's more of a higher percentage of a divorce and separation than if y'all work together on YouTube. Because you have, I watch with Nino Brown. I hear what Nino Brown's saying, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to respond to Nino Brown's video. I get what he's saying about when you have your woman on social media, or vice versa, ladies. If you have content, you have your man on social media, you don't want to show everything. You don't want to, because people get jealous. People get jealous regardless if you're on social media or not with your significant other. Because when you go pick up your woman from work, the woman at her job is jealous because she got a man picking her up at work. Meanwhile, they got to go pick up their man at work. They ain't too happy of doing that, right? Now, yeah, my ex used to pick me up at work because I didn't have my own vehicle. And I know it could have been frustrating for her. At the same time, she did it because it was for the greater good. So I get that, right? I get what he's saying. At the same time, people gonna get jealous when you're doing work together. And this is the reason why, whether it's on social media or not, me observing, if you working, your lady working, right? You're bringing in money together. And then you got it to where she don't have to work for the man no more. Because no man wants his woman to work for somebody else. No man wants his woman to work for somebody else because now she's answering to another man. Now he's telling your woman what to do at work. You get what I'm saying? However, we're in a time that man and woman work. It is what it is. So in social media, yes, you could be in the background making sure everything's good. Yes, sometimes, man, you can't that's fear. To me, that's fear if you afraid of showing who you with. And so I get what Nino Brown saying, not everything needs to be seen. To me, that's kind of fear tactic, because if you're worrying about what others think about your relationship or somebody going to stop your relationship, that's fear. And I want to say this to everybody that's in a relationship. If you're in a relationship with somebody, you don't have to show everything. However, from experience, if you're afraid of what everybody's going to think, if you're afraid somebody's going to take her, she's already taken by somebody else. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. I'm not kidding. I'm not capping. If you're dealing with a Pacific woman and you is in fear that she's going to talk to some other person and he might get her, he already got her. That's even if she's not on YouTube. So, hey, we'll get to that another time. I still rock with Nino Brown. However, that is kind of fear tactic, because people will eventually know what you're doing, even if you're not on the internet. It's not the companies in our business. Whoever you work for, what do they ask you for the application? Are you single, married, divorced, right? Ito, tell me if I'm lying. Everybody's talking about social media being in your business. However, the companies is asking you, are you single, married, or you divorced? Why are you asking me that? Why is it so important for you to know that? Come on now, we can't play this game. We can't play this game. So that's why I know I have to respectfully tell my brother Nino Brown, respectfully, I disagree with that. Because jobs is more in your business than social media. Jobs be in your business more than social media. Jobs know about my channel. You don't think other companies know about my channel? Of course they do. So you can't hide what you do. You can't be in fear, man. And I'm just tired of the fear content that we've seen on the internet and at these jobs putting fear in you. If you don't do this, you're fired. Man, I put my trust in the Most High. Whatever happens, happens. That's what they want you to do. The main goal, if you take anything from this, that's listening, tuning in, the main goal is for you not to have a relationship with the Most High. Once they know that you don't have a relationship with the Most High, you don't put your trust in Him, that's when they stop bothering you. You notice people attack you when you have a relationship with the Most High. Notice what I'm telling you. They got all this stuff from Satan, not from the Most High. And they worried about who's watching you, who you connected with, who you talking with, who you doing business with. They got all these business accolades going on, pushing fear in a video, telling you that if you live in a city or you live in a certain environment, the Most High ain't dealing with you. They want you to not deal with God. You got companies like that. You got people on social media telling you not to deal with God, even though they quoting scriptures all day. Telling you that you need to feed them in their pockets, yet if you can't get $1 out of them. Why are you worrying about who's watching me, who's supporting me, who's not supporting me? Ain't this supposed to be for God? This is not about me. I have not ever made this channel about me. I made this channel for people that now have a voice to speak what's going on if they want to. I don't push fear tactics. I push things that make sense and not to be in fear. Because if you trust in God, wherever you go, they can't touch you. They can't touch you. And most of our forefathers was in fear. That's why they went through what they went through. That's why Job went through what he went through. Because of fear. And Timothy Ward saying stop being in fear. Rollo saying stop being in fear. And you got people in the comment section telling me to do something I know I'm not supposed to do. That's fear tactics. Pushing fear. Oh man, if you don't work a job, Rollo, you ain't gonna ever have no money. You ain't gonna do this, you ain't gonna do that. I'm supposed to put trust in man, I'm supposed to put trust in God. I put trust in God. And the Most High will use people to support me in his endeavors. Why I look afraid of speaking what's true? Come on, man, crazy or what? And I'm gonna tell you guys something. If you're gonna learn one thing, a true woman, listen and listen well. A true woman respects a man who's not in fear. Even if she's upset that you're not working, that you're not providing at that particular time, let me teach you guys something before we continue this conversation. When you're with a woman and you go through a change and she leaves, she did you a favor, y'all. Don't be mad at her. Don't be pissed off with her. She did you a favor, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if she believes in you, she's supposed to believe in the Most High. You have women that say they believe in the Most High, yet they don't believe in a man that is of the Most High. And because they force, ladies, you can't force a man to be something. It's one thing to show him what he's doing, yet to force him, that's the devil. You invited the devil into your relationship. That goes for you men too. That's why you're supposed to take your time with each other. All this rushing. Now you get the man out. Now you forcing the man to do something that could mess with his peace. And then you get upset when he finds another woman that don't want to mess up his peace, that want to support him go and rise up. Now you're doing sneak dissing. Vice versa with the men too. Let's continue.
One of the good things to do is actually go to the hospital and never get into that, but those are going to happen. How would you survive if there were no jobs? I think that's what we should be telling people, our young people, stressing not so much get a good job and stay there, but, create your own job. Find a way to live very cheaply so you don't have to work a real job. These are the things we should be telling our young people, and these are the things that should be going through your head when you're thinking about quitting your God on the job. Instead of being like, oh, I can quit this job, or I can't quit this job because of what it gives me. You should be asking yourself, how can I get the things this job gives me somewhere else? How can I get the things this job gives me at a job or in a field or doing something I like? How can I get the same things somewhere else? And then put your brain power towards that. One of the reasons I never minded quitting jobs One, I was in the field. I spent most of my, I guess, career.
Hold on a second, y'all.
Lawn care and landscape.
Hold on.
Excuse me. I'm sitting on this log, and I've been sitting on a knot, and it really is starting to hurt.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on. I'm going to have to change the camera to me. 1 second. Turn the camera over. 1 second, y'all. I got to do something. I got to bring it over here now. Because I got to charge my phone. Give me 1 second. Got to charge my phone. Give me 1 second, y'all, while I move some stuff around. Give me 1 second. Because my phone needed to be charged. So I got to carry this stuff from one place to the other. Nothing dropped that's serious. My laptop is good. All right. There we go. I could be clumsy sometimes, I will admit that. I could be clumsy sometimes. But I caught everything I needed to catch. All right, let me turn the camera over. All right, give me 1 second. Let me get my chair. All right, y'all. Had to charge my phone now. All right. Can y'all see everything clear? Hold on, let me make sure this is not gonna fall. Everything good, right? That fan should be working because, yeah, that fan should be good. It should be good. All right, let's continue.
I spent most of my career days in lawn care and landscaping. Pretty easy to find another job in the summertime. That's one of the things I like to tell young people too. If you get a job in a field that nobody wants to do, you always have a job. Might not make a lot of money, you always have a job. So I always feel it would be relatively easy for you to get another job. But I also too felt like I was smart enough to figure out another way to make money. You know, like I never, and there were times when I quit a job quickly, and you know, a couple weeks later, I was like, "Ooh, I wish I hadn't done that quickly, that properly." But I always figured it out. I always found a way to make it, and I feel like you could too. You ever contemplate?
That's the point I'm at right now. You know, sometimes you contemplate, right? You contemplate when you left something, and you're like, "Ooh, I should not have did it because it was like a bad timing." There's no bad timing. When you do something, there's no such thing as, I want you guys to understand something, and ladies understand something. There's no such thing as bad timing. That's fear. If you made the move, the Most High know us when we was in the womb, right? That's in the scriptures. So if the Most High know us in the womb, he know what we was going to be capable of doing before, you know, our father, our mother, do their thing, and had you. He knew who you were in the womb. So don't ever think anything you do is bad. That's fear. Don't be in fear, oh my goodness, if I leave this, I don't know if I want to make money again. Don't say that, y'all. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that in your subconscious mind, because now you don't believe you're going to make money. When you love something and you passionate about it, the money will come. Don't let the money be your ruler, y'all. I think oftentimes that's why a lot of people lose it and do certain things they know they're not supposed to do because of fear. Fear will lead to your death, y'all. And men, I gotta talk to you more because yes, ladies have their way with them. At the same time, men, it comes to you faster than a woman. I'm gonna be real. When you're in fear and doubt, you are quickly to die. Why? Because the Most High expect you to not be in fear and doubt. Because now not only you putting doubt and fear amongst yourself, you put it to your woman or ladies you have or ladies that want to get with you. Once, I'm telling y'all, Ethro could tell me if I'm lying or not. Any of the guys could tell me I'm lying or not. Once a man show fear, it's a ricochet to not only you, it ricochet to her, and if you have kids with her too. This is not a game, y'all. This is not a game. So if the Most High set order is him, Christ, us, the woman, and the kids, fellas, I'm telling you, man, a lot of people ain't gonna want to hear this. When you show, as a man, fear and doubt, that's what led to Job's wife saying, curse God. Because he was complaining to his wife while he was going through what he was going through. But you have these chosen ones videos saying, Job this, Job that. No, Job had fear. That's why he lost his children. That's why his wife said to curse God. Because Job was complaining so much to his wife that the devil got into her ear. Fellas, if you want the woman to be corrected, you have to be corrected first. It's no getting around it. If you want the ladies to be corrected, you have to be corrected first. There's no getting around it. And when I started realizing that more, I said, yeah, the ladies got to be accountable for their actions. Who is they learning from? Look at the Chosen Ones videos. Rango, if you're watching, I'm going to tell you something, guys. Let me tell you the history. When the men had the manosphere, you had the women's sphere. Because whatever the men do, the women would do. Then you had the passport bros. Now you have the passport women movement. Right? Now you got this chosen one thing to where the men polluted the chosen one to now where the women's polluted the chosen one. Right? Now with this Israelite thing, the same thing. I'm telling you men something right now. This is real, y'all. This is real. Look on YouTube. You got passport sisters now going to where the men going to in other countries. You have passport bros sitting down with passport sisters. Y'all know y'all want each other. Stop it. Stop it. You know you want that juicy Zion woman on your shoulders. Stop it. Stop the cap, you hypocrites. You know if she change her ways, she starts cooking. Make sure you good. Make sure your clothes is on point. She's speaking good words into you. Man, you will lose your freaking mind. You will go crazy to keep up. So all this and I'm a traveling guy. At the same time, you know, if that Zaya woman come, she sits on your lap. She's saying, baby, everything gonna be okay. Next thing you know, y'all talking, and it leads to other things. Once the men get corrected, then the women will follow eventually. It takes time. You can't, don't expect a person to change in one day. It doesn't work like that. Over time, things will make sense to you. All right, let's continue, y'all.
Quitting your job and you're not really sure, you don't have a definite path as to how you're going to continue to live, just realize you're smart enough to figure it out. You will figure it out. You can look out there and listen to all the horror stories of people who quit jobs and end up on the street or whatever. I always felt that wasn't me. That's not you. I always thought it was worth it to live my life. You know, sometimes I quit a job, didn't find another job for a while, and it was a little stressful until I found another one. Or until I found another way to make some money. But honestly, those were some of the freest moments of my life. That next morning when I got to wake up and didn't have to go to work, and for those few weeks or whatever when I could do what I want, those were some of the
Those are the best times in your life. Let me tell you something. Those be the best times in your life because now you face yourself in the mirror. Now you facing yourself in the mirror. Okay, you ain't got no money coming in. What you gonna do about it? You don't know if you're gonna get your phone bill paid. You don't know if you're gonna get support. What you gonna do about it? Are you gonna go back and beg for that job back home? Or are you going to figure it out? Figure out moments is the best time in any man's life. And most women love when a man figures things out. Guys, if you want to know what turns a woman more on than anything, it's when you figure things out. That turn her, that make her go wet. You hear me? When a woman sees that you got wisdom, you wise, and you know how to think, and you know how to figure things out, I'm telling you, fellas, that turns a woman on, especially a sister. She could be mad at you for whatever reason. When she see you figure things out, ooh wee! Next thing you know, she surprised you. You didn't think of it. You thinking, oh, she gonna be upset with me because I'm making changes. Oh no, she ain't gonna be upset with you. She getting wet. She like, ooh, my man figured things out. Ooh, let me play my role now. Now he's ready to deal with me. Now he's really, really gonna know who I am. And fellas, it's not that hard. Stop making life so complicated. Let's continue.
The best stressful times of my life, even though you get that point where you're like, okay, I'm ready to go back to work. So you can figure it out. You can work it out. You can quit your job, have another job, even if it's one of those just quit moments notice, out the door, I can't take it, I've done that. But there's another job, I gave my notice. 2 weeks from now, I can't be here. Those are typically jobs where I had something else lined up. I'm a firm believer in always looking at other jobs even while you have a job. I think that's another thing people mess up at. They have a good job, they're like, okay, this is good. They stop looking at their other prospects. When the time comes up when they need to go to another job, they don't know what the job market's like. They don't know what their prospects are. I'm always looking at the classified ads. Even now doing seasonal work, I'm always on FoodWorks looking at it, seeing what's out there. You can always have your eyes open, your prospects.
Seasonal work is the best thing that I love getting into. And that's why I was getting involved in the US Open. Y'all know I worked at the US Open before, right? It has changed a lot. So I was going to work for the US Open supervising. I put in for the supervisor, right? Let me tell you what happened. So I'm supposed to be working for Citi Field in the US Open, right? The parking thing. They put me supervisor. So I did the interview with them. Everything went well. Then they said, we don't want you supervisor. We want you to be an employee. I walked away because how can you tell me you want me to be a supervisor? Y'all know I used to run a business. And you're talking about this and that. You're telling me, oh, you could be a manager after the season is over. You know I don't go by what people say. Y'all know me. Let me turn the camera over to me. You know me. I don't go by what people say. I don't go by what people say. I go by actions. And so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna peep it out. I did the time when the Mets was in town. Then they told me there's a concert going on the weekend. I didn't go to the concert on the weekend. You know why? Because they sent me a memo. Oh, we want you to be a regular worker. Take to the what? Me to the what? Why you want me to be a regular worker? So that money I got for them, which is this past Friday, it's just to take care of what I take care of. And so what I'm getting you guys to see is don't go by what these companies say. Pay attention to what they're doing. And that's the same thing with anything you do in life. Forever Studios, what's going on, big dogs? What's happening, man? What's happening to you? What's going on, member Corey? The head ninja, what's up, what's up, what's up? What's up? If y'all support the Cash App, I'll shout you out. You know what I'm saying? The mods, you can put the Cash App because I didn't put the Cash App and I did not monetize this video. I monetized the video after the show. Let's go.
See what your prospects are. If you see a better job, even if you're content at your job, if you see something better, turn in your resume, turn in your application, see what they'll offer you. You never know. You just always got to be looking for better in life. And I feel like too many people settle. They get content and they say, okay, I don't really like this, but
if you don't make adjustments in life, your engine is shut off. I'm going to say that again. If you as a man, I'm talking to you men, because the ladies is going to learn as how you move. If you as a man don't make adjustments, your engine is shut off. And you know a lady do not like when her man have his engine shut off. Because now you're dealing with her and her emotions. Let me tell you guys something, right? A woman's emotions is not as bad as you think it is. How many of you know how to swim? Put a 5 in the chat. If you know how to swim, put a 5 in the chat. I'm gonna teach you something. If you know how to swim, put a 5 in the chat. Put a 5 in the chat if you know how to swim. Okay. Do you know water is emotions, right? And what we supposed to drink? Somebody put the Cash App for Ethro. Somebody put the Cash App. Moderators, put the Cash App in the chat. So we supposed to drink water. A lady is water. If you want that water to be good, you're supposed to make sure she's good, right? So when you swim in the water, you want to make sure that you don't make no mistake, because if you make mistakes in the water, you're going to what? If you make a mistake in the water, you're going to what, fellas? Ethro, my Cash App is Rallo954. RALO 954. Moderators, put my Cash App in the chat. RALO 954. $ RALO 954. Drown, correct. You're gonna drown. So if you are nervous of being in the water, you're gonna drown. If you're in fear of going in the water, you're gonna drown. So if you're in fear of being in a relationship with a woman, why should she stay with you? Why should she be committed to you if you is in fear and your engine and your engine. You turn off your engine, she can't stay with you too long. You giving up. Why are you giving up? A man not supposed to give up. You're not supposed to give up. How you expect a woman to hold you to a certain standard if you as a man is in fear, in doubt, you don't believe in yourself no more? Now you got the woman sad. What happens when a woman's sad? What happens when a woman's sad? Everybody knows she's sad. Now you're going to have your friends. You're going to have other people think something is wrong with you, and you losing out on opportunities. So swim correctly. When you swim with confidence, guys, when I swim with confidence, women love that. When you swim with confidence, how many of you guys, you've been in the pool? Right? You've been in the pool. When I was in the pool in Orlando, right? True story. Let me turn the camera over to me. When I was in the pool in Orlando and I was swimming, and the guys was watching, the women was watching, and I'm a big guy. I was swimming so fast, you would think I was slim in that video. How many of you seen the swimming video of mine? I was swimming with so much confidence. I was having so much fun that there was a couple of sisters who was checking me out. They were swimming, and we were swimming together. We was having fun. Now, I don't got that video on tape. However, we was having fun. So the sisters was like, Dad, this big guy know how to swim. He's not even in the best of shape, yet because of his confidence, he like, ooh, they would, man, that's the same thing. When you just doing your thing, you're not in fear. Women love when you put it on them. No confidence. No confidence, you ain't getting no pudding. I'm telling you right now, no confidence, you ain't getting no pudding from that woman. Let's continue with the tape.
Paying the bills, or it's okay, and they stop looking for bigger and better. In life, you always got to be looking for bigger and better. You always got to be looking out for like what can get me the least amount of work for the most amount of money, so I can do what I really want to do in life. Now, if you're working a job you love, well, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. If you are working a job you love, but you're working a job you love, cool. But most people aren't. Most people, a lot of people, way too many people are working jobs they hate, which is something I can't understand. I did it for many, many years, and looking back, I'm like, how did I survive? You know, most of your life is work. You know, so when you hate your job, you're hating most of your life, like 60%, 70% of your life.
Whoa, he just said what I said earlier in my last video. You give 75% to the job. You give more time to the job than to yourself. Oh my goodness, man. I'm telling you, the Lord is really, really, really on fire, man. Wow. If y'all go check out my recent video, right? I said people give 75% to work, 10% of doing things with their significant other, family, children, 10% of other things, and 5% to the Most High. 5% of their time to the Most High. This is not a lot. And then when you do your own thing, you give 75% of time to the Lord, do what you need to do, make sure everybody good, watch the rule. 10% entertainment, watch the rule. 10% doing, whatever, got stuff going on, and your 5% of traveling. All right, let's continue. I said something to that effect. Let's go. He's on fire.
You hate, even when you're not at work, you're doing things that involve work. Work stipulates when you go to bed, what you can do, when you can go on vacation. Work is like controlling your life. So when you don't like it, that's a whole portion of your life you're just miserable. That's why I say if you don't like your job, quit it. You can figure out something else. It's not worth it. You don't want to look back on your life and you haven't lived because you had to work and had a sucky job. If you have to work to get through your life, cool. A lot of us do. But don't continue to do it at a job you don't like for security. Because it's not real. At any moment, that job security could go out the window.
Yeah, you know what? Let me tell you fellas something. A lot of ladies may agree or disagree. Sometimes a woman, I don't know about you guys, a woman knows more quickly than most of you men when that job ain't treating you right. How many times you had an ex or somebody you currently with, and your woman be like, hey, Rollo, or hey, the head ninja, Corey. Hey, look, man, I'm not telling you what you do. I know it's not my place as a woman. That job ain't treating you right. How many of you guys have ever had a conversation with your woman? And be real, don't lie, because the Lord sees all. I remember a situation where I was working the warehouse, right? My ex-wife back in the days. She was like, Rollo, you got to do better than this. And I'm looking at her like, what? And looking back, she was right, because she saw the potential in me. Sometimes the woman you with see the potential in you. She's not being disrespectful. She's looking at the work you're doing, and she's saying to herself, I know my husband could do better than that. You worth more than that. Come on now. I didn't marry a man that is just going to be stuck there for the rest of his life. I marry a man that I know have full potential, that could take to the next step. And some of you guys, man, you better listen to your woman. You better listen to your woman, because your woman knows you better than you can even imagine. Remember, she's your helpmeet, and she wants you to do better. That's not evil. You thinking, oh, this and that and the third. No, she's saying that job is disrespecting my husband. I want my husband to do better. I want him. I'm not going to, because a woman could see it, guys. A woman could see it. And so I won't ever forget. And I told her, I said, thank you for letting me know that. After we got divorced, saying things didn't work out, whatever the case may be. I told her this. I said, you was right. You was right. I gave that company 5 years, and they treated me like ish. And that's when I started doing my Sports on the 2 channel. That's when I started doing my business of breaking down games on YouTube. I had a channel called the Sports on the 2, known as the Rollo Show. It became eventually. That channel got terminated. And I used to cover basketball games independently. And because I promoted the Brooklyn Nets, I got tickets to whereas I could sit courtside seat because I promoted it. And I got to meet Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. I got to meet certain people, make connections. That channel was doing so well that, may he rest in peace, Player Supreme. I had a lot of people watching that channel. That channel was doing good. That's when I got into the manosphere at the time with O'Shea and these guys, Angry Man and them. They found out about my channel. I used to be on their channel, talk about sports, talk about relationships, this and that and the third, right? So what I'm trying to get you guys to see is sometimes a woman you with that believes in you is trying to direct you in the right situation. You may think she's standoffish. No. Man, that's a woman you want to keep. It didn't happen. However, man, sometimes listen to your woman, fellas. If you that guy right now, I don't know who this message is for, but it could be somebody right now. Their woman is telling them something for their own good. Man, start doing your own thing. Real talk. Let's go.
Life is meant to be lived, and meant to be lived in a real fashion, not in this rat race, cubicle, hamster wheel of 40-plus hour work weeks that nothing ever changes. If you didn't have a calendar, you wouldn't know what day it was. If you didn't have a watch, you wouldn't know what time it was, because nothing.
Ooh, he is telling the truth. Oh, he's going biblical right now. He's going biblical. Man, that is so on point. Talking about the time, talking about the days. You got people looking at their schedule right now. What time I'm going to work this week, boss? People are so paranoid. They look at their schedule every day. Yo, tell me if I'm lying, Ethro, Head Ninja, Corey Bennett. Is it like people now be looking at their schedule? What time they gotta go and work? Oh, I gotta be there. In fear. It's to the point companies is putting fear. They call you, yo, you could be sleeping. And a company will call you out the blue, I need you to go to work. You just left work. How many of you been through that? You left work, you punched out, and the micromanaging call your phone and say, we need you to come in, and you just about to get to your house. You already been on your feet standing or sitting, whatever, most of the day. And then you got to put traffic, add on to the traffic. Next thing you know, they call you. And they get mad when you don't pick up the phone. Yet when you call them, they don't want to pick up their phone. But they want to control your life, these micromanagers, so much. If you don't pick up that phone, they want to write you up. Bunch of demons, I tell you. Let's go.
It never changes day in and day out, hour after hour. That's not existence. You need to find something different. I know for me, if I had never quit the last real job I had, I wouldn't be able to be sitting out here in this not so well lit. I'm looking at the camera, I'm seeing the shadows on me, I apologize. But I wouldn't be able to be sitting out here around the edge of Rocky Mountain National Park, watching the water go by, just enjoying myself. And I'm not really doing anything. You know, it's a spot where I can enjoy life just sitting here, listening to the water, listening to the birds. If I hadn't quit my job the last time, I wouldn't be able to do this. So I could never say to someone, don't quit your job, when that was something I did in life that has totally changed my life.
Ethro, thank you for tuning in. And thank you for supporting the platform too. I appreciate you supporting the platform. And also shout out to Forever Studio supporting the Cash App. Shout out to Ethro for supporting the Cash App. And shout out to Forever Studio supporting the Cash App. Y'all make sure y'all go check out her channel. Subscribe to her channel. I would love to get her on, one of these days. If you have an Instagram, Ethro, my Instagram is Rollo954. Just let me know it's you. It's Rollo954. And I will accept your request. And then I will start following you on Instagram. Whenever you got time. Because I would love to have you on in due time. Have you come on the show. Y'all go check out her channel. See what she's talking about. All right? Corey said, I had my gig call me up on my days off. I don't answer my phone. They write you up, Corey. Corey, they write you up. It's called points taken off. It's called points taken off, Corey. They wrote you up. If you don't answer your phone, they wrote you up. It's called hidden written points taken off. If for those in the know exactly what I'm talking about. If you run a company, you micromanagers that some of you watch my channel could be micromanagers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's called points taken off. So they can use it against you, Corey, because when it comes to every year, you're supposed to get a certain raise, right? If you're still on the same pay rate, just know that they can mess your money up. So yeah, they could write you up. They don't have to, it's like cops. Cops could write you up without you even knowing. Yo, tell me if I'm lying. If Brainless in the chat, he could tell you. People could write you up and you have nothing to do with the situation. So don't put it past. When you ignore them, Corey, they get pissed. They ain't gonna tell you to your face. But I'm telling you, as a person that ran a business, and I know how some of these managers could be, because I was a regular manager, not a micromanager. A micromanager is a GM or a high managed accountant, the managed accountant, excuse me. Those are the micromanagers, the ones that pay you through the bosses. Those are the ones who write you up while you even knowing it. Let's go.
Had to figure out something else to do. I discovered seasonal work. I started doing it. Now, even though I'm still working, it's that job I love in beautiful locations. Totally changed my life. This may not be your dream, but I know you have the intelligence, you have the smarts to research and figure out another job you could be doing, where you could be sitting in a scenario that you love, that you enjoy. But it starts with getting rid of the job you have now. So, you hate your job, you don't like it, you want to be doing something different, go do it. It's that simple. You'll figure it out, you know? Don't let fear and the thoughts of what am I going to do or how am I going to, you'll figure it out. You know, when the bills come due and you ain't got no job, you'll figure out a way to make some money, trust me. Or something will just come up. I mean, one time when I was without a job, you know, I was just, I think it was one of my other YouTube channels where I was making videos, and an affiliate program I have with comic books sent me a check for $15. And I made a video about how I went to cash that check. I went to deposit that check in the ATM, and I locked myself out of my car, and it was this whole ordeal. Getting back in my car at the ATM and over this little $15 check. Some people who saw that video had a website that dealt with the oil rigs, and I had done some videos about working in the oil rigs about a year before that. They actually called me and offered me a job being a host on their radio show about working on the oil rigs. And the reason they called me, because they was like, if this guy is willing to go through all that trouble for $15, we could probably get him pretty cheap. And they did get me pretty cheap, but guess what? The cheap they got me for was like exactly what I needed to pay my bills every month. So for about 2 months, I did that radio show. It covered all my bills. I only had to dip into my savings just to, like, you know, incidental stuff. Worked out perfectly. Right when I, ended that job, another job came about. So, like, that's the way these things kind of work. I never foresaw that. When I quit my job, I wasn't like, oh, someone will call me to do an online radio show.
So online radio shows, as he stated, can be a step in the door. It's not about how much they give you. It's about a step in the door. So he's right about that. So it covered where it's supposed to cover, and he found something else after he dealt with them for 2 months. So the more you keep learning, the more better you're going to get at it. That's why it's important for y'all to do your research. Let's go.
No, like, I couldn't foresaw that. That's the way these things work. Just put in the work, put in the effort. Once you quit your job, just start looking for other jobs, you know? Check the temp agencies. Temp work, a lot of people hate it, but I have had great success with the temp agencies. Go to day labor. All those things you wanted to do in life, do them. But just put forth the work and the effort. Start researching jobs you really want. Apply for jobs that you think there's no way you're ever going to get because you're not qualified, or you think they're just in fields that you know nothing about. You might be one of those. I know people who have applied for jobs they just were not qualified for. Something about them, they got hired. They got a great job. They love it. Be creative. You know, there's some.
Yeah, people put fear of going into something. You need a degree, or you need a bachelor's, you need a associates, or PhD. Man, you'd be surprised if you just put in what you got to lose. What you got to lose? Were you in fear of taking an opportunity for something that you may not be qualified? They may respect you even more, and you get it. Next thing you know, you're doing good for your life. Absolutely, Timothy Ward. Let's continue. We're almost done.
So many people, when it comes to finding jobs, we stifle ourselves. We pigeonhole ourselves. Oh, I only know how to cut grass. I'm only going to apply for jobs where I can cut grass. I could never do that. No, apply for every job in the paper. Who cares? All you do is say no. Get out there and sell something. Create a product. You know,
right.
Just when it comes to making a living to support yourself, you don't have to be a 9-to-5 worker drone. You can be whatever you want to be. It's your life. You know,
right.
Start a YouTube channel. It takes a while, but hey, there's been times when the money I make off YouTube help me to pay my bills between jobs. Like, writing articles on, there's so
Absolutely, Timothy Ward. Good presentation on that. Good presentation on that. Let's go.
many things you could be doing other than sitting at this job you hate. It is a wide world out there, and I promise you, you are smart enough that you can tap into something out there in that world to make a living. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing just because you think it's safe, you think it's secure. There's so many examples of people in business who, you know, took that leap and now they're super successful. I don't really look too much to like business people a lot for like inspiration, because then a lot of times people start talking about the money. Oh, this so-and-so made millions after. I don't care about money. I look to some of the businesses. I see them as successful if they're making a living, being able to do what they want to do at something they love.
Right.
I'm one of those people too. I'm telling you, it is not as hard as you think. There may be hard times. It may be stressful, and a lot of times that is the biggest issue, is the stress. But you just work through it. You just keep going through it. I mean, that's the beauty of life, is that it goes on. Even if it sucks, it goes on. And what usually happens is you get through the sucking, and you get to, you know, somewhere like this, you know? So yeah, if you're contemplating quitting your job, I say go for it. You know, I'm not going to be one of those people who's like, well, make sure you have this amount of, no, go for it.
All right, people. Y'all already know about Timothy Ward. Hey, listen, I'm going to get off of here. Thank y'all for the support. Hey, Corey says, Rollo, I didn't know that. Thanks for educating me on that, Rollo. Oh, absolutely, man. Hey, listen, I'm going to get on out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning into the show. Once again, if you watch, you know the channel. Hey, appreciate you subscribing, sharing, liking the video. So, y'all already know about Timothy Ward. Y'all know his channel already. I'm going to pick the other gentleman's channel in the comment section. Y'all go check out Ethro's channel. And to Corey, thank you for tuning in as well. Forever Studio, thank you for tuning in as well. The Head Ninja. And those watching the Clouds viewing, thank you for liking the video. And listen, love what needs to be done, not what they want to do with you. It's what you need to do for the Most High. And this is Floridian Rollo signing off. I catch y'all on the next one. I got some videos and shorts for y'all to look into, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you for liking and sharing the video and supporting. Y'all take it easy and peace.